that's it for the 40 series of stunts and blitzes. And by 40, I mean 4-man front, so 2 ends to 2 tackles, all 3 hands down. Now we're going to move to the, let's call them the secondary packages, the 30 and 50 series. Again, 30 meaning a 3-man line and 50 meaning a 5-man line. The 30 line, the 30 front we call Steeler if we have 1 blitz happening with it, and 30 front with double blitzes at the same time is going to be called the Patriot package. When we run a 5-man front, that's going to be called Bear. So our base Steeler package looks like this. The will backer now steps outside. The X backer who was an end in our 40 series is now going to stand up and play strong side outside the linebacker, and now our Sam and our Mac will play the 2 inside backer spots. We don't really give these guys a gap responsibility at this point because we're looking for them to flow. What we ask, however, is our nose tackle at this point covers both A gaps, so that'll be referred to as a 2-gap technique. So he would have to jam the center and be able to cover both A gaps. Now X and Will have the primary containment responsibility. Okay, if we now mix in a blitz off of this, we play the Indian outlaw game, as we call it. When Mac or Sam are going to blitz out of this package, Mac will be calling outlaw if he intends to take the outside gap, which means the end who's blitzing behind has to stunt through to the inside A gap. So what we would see here is if Mac calls an outlaw, that's telling the end that Mac is going to go through the B gap and Ed has to take the A gap, which means now our nose tackle does not have to cover both A gaps. He then would flow to the strong side A gap. If we call Steeler Mac Indian, it's a switch now where by Mac calling Indian, that's telling the end Mac is going to go to the inside, so the Ed stays on the B gap. Now this arrow should not be here because same as the previous slide, since Mac's going to take the weak side A gap, nose only has to take the strong side A gap. We can then play the same Indian outlaw game over on the Sam side. So again, Sam calls Sam outlaw. Sam then is telling this tackle, the tackle has to maintain the B because Sam's going to blitz through the C gap. If we call Steeler Sam Indian, that's telling the tackle that he now has to jump out to the C gap because the Sam is going to take the inside gap. Hence, the call of Indian means inside. So Sam is going to go to the inside. It's very key that we know that the call the linebacker is making is the gap that he is going to. So Sam Indian means the Sam linebacker is going to take the inside gap, which in this case would be the B. Also off this package, we will and we can and will straight blitz the will and the X. Now if we get into a